So I DA'd it, used the DA sander, the dual action sander with the 220 grit, and sanded this all down. Made it all flat as I could, but I was planning on just putting some sealer on it and then continuing with the color, but broke through quite a few places just trying to get it somewhat flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some primer on it. But what I did was go ahead and I taped off inside here and scuffed up everything with the Scotch-Brite pad, the maroon Scotch-Brite pad. So that's supposed to be like I think it says like 400 to 600 grit, and so I scuffed up the sides and retaped this area right here where the from DA sanding it tore up the tape just a little bit, but wasn't bad at all. So I just retaped that, and so I cleaned it first with just some water and a little bit of ivory soap. So what I do is I clean it with that, and then I'll take the blue rag that I use for it. I'll clean that off, and then I use that in my left hand for when I just come back with just some regular water and then rinse that off, and then with a new fresh towel. So you got like two basically fresh towels, like so you're not touching it. You don't want your fingers really touching it and getting oils on it, because now we're about to paint, and the paint won't stick if there's oil on there or anything. So, and like I said, I use the Scotch-Brite because around the edges you can see where it's this is dull. The paint is dull, but the DA sander can't get inside of everywhere. So what you do is you use the Scotch-Brite pad, and you basically just make it dull. That's all you're doing, and that'll make the paint stick. So yeah, so got that all sanded down, cleaned up, retaped, and now mix up some primer, and I'll dust in some primer into the areas that are bare metal. It'll be I'm using the white House of Kolor. It's the, let's see, House of Kolor KD 3002 white. So this is a primer and a sealer. So I only have a little bit left, so I'm gonna try to use just a half of it for a primer, which will be just a 4-to-1. I'll use a 4-to-1 mixing ratio for a primer, low build primer, and then let that sit for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Scuff it up with the maroon Scotch-Brite pad, which is 600 to 1000 grit. Get that nice and smooth, and then I'll mix this up as a sealer, 4-to-1-to-2, and then just lay a nice even coat of the white sealer over the whole thing, and then I can put the base coat on, which is going to be it'll be the Snow White Pearl, the House of Kolor Snow White Pearl, the PBC 44. And then from there, I'll probably put some SG 100, which is an intercoat clear, and that'll basically just lock down what I got right there. And it's basically a clear base coat. So then I'll let that dry for a day, and then we can scuff that up real good, and then we can start putting artwork on top of that. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.